Alright, hey guys, Paxer, welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket video. As the title states, we'll be going over Milotic EX. Once again, the sleep scam meta continues to get better. If you hate the sleep scam meta, Dina apparently does not, because yeah, we are moving into water type. It went from psychic to water, and you never know, maybe next time you go into grass. Grass already has a bit of sleep, especially with Mega Venusaur EX. Screw it, man, let's get into lightning type for whatever reason, fire type as well. Dragon type maybe, but yeah, this is Milotic EX. As you can see, HP 140, Stage 1, has the ability Aqua Charge. Once during your turn, you may take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. I'll reiterate this later on in the video, but this is essentially very similar to Magneton's ability Volt Charge. You can use this either in your active or on your bench. So given this paired with one Darkrai, you can do 100 damage, 2 Darkrai's 120, with training area 130, and with type advantage 150. And you could achieve this your second turn going first. Keep that in mind. So it's very broken. This is a deck list right here. Once again, Igglybuff, Darkrai. If you guys hate this pairing with a passion, it's not going anytime soon, especially with how Dina, for whatever reason, really loves this pairing. And yeah, if you guys are new to my channel, really would appreciate if you like and subscribe. Really does help me out, especially as a small-time content creator. And without further ado, let's get right in to the deck showcase. Alright, here we are in our first battle. We are going first up against the Mega Diancie EX Solo deck, leading with Igglybuff. Ideally for this deck, of course, you want to lead with Igglybuff, especially if you are going second. We got Wallace. Treat this guy as a quick grow extract. So just briefly looking at it, choose one of your water Pokemon in play with a maximum HP of 50 or less. Put a random water Pokemon from your deck that evolves from that Pokemon onto that Pokemon to evolve it. So for now, I'm just going to Professor Research. So let's say I didn't Professor Research. If I had a Phoebus either in my active or even my bench, I could Wallace. And just like that, my first turn, I can get Milotic EX out. You don't have to wait one turn to evolve. So yeah, getting insane value with Wallace. This guy might be a staple point for water type going forward. It really is up to your water type Pokemon. Once again, only working on Pokemon with a maximum HP of 50 or less. Ridgebax has 50 HP, so it doesn't work on it. At this point, once again, I could Wallace, but it won't have any effect because the Milotic has to come from your deck. And as you can see, I have 2 Milotics in my hand already. So at this point, it's Professor's Research. Not too bad. Hand could definitely be a lot better. Once again, with Igglybuff, you want to get at least one Darkrai on your bench. But next turn, Milotic EX can definitely attack. But for now, might as well just beat this Milotic. And once again, Sleepy Lullaby. Next turn, not able to one-shot, but if anything, we can get Milotic EX out and attack in. Opponent flips, gets heads. So they could attack this turn. Or if anything, sub out of Mega Diancie into maybe Ralts. Yep, rare candies. Gardevoir is out, absolutely one-shotting Igglybuff. At this point, we just have to rely on sleep. This is basically sleep scam in a nutshell. Just relying on sleep, making sure that your opponent gets tails. At this point, might as well Lucia. You do get Igglybuff, nice. No Darkrai so far, which is not too good, but at the same time, Milotic does a base of 80 damage, so not too bad. Keep in mind with one Darkrai, you're doing 100 damage. 2 Darkrai's, 120. With training area, 130 max damage. But just like this, as you can see, I can use Aqua Charge. At this point, might as well start building our second copy of Milotic and attack. Doing 90 damage, not able to one-shot Gardevoir, but this will be absolutely huge if my opponent gets tails, which they do not. They get heads, okay. So Gardevoir can attack yet again, further buffing Mega Diancie in the bench. This is looking very scary. Looking at Diancie, this guy's doing 180. So if I knock out Gardevoir, I most likely will lose. So we have to rely on sleep. We could win this, depending on how this coin flip goes. Here we go. So once again, just for fun, Aqua Charge. Depending on the matchup, you might want to hold off on it, especially if you are going up against something such as Indeedee EX or even Steel Mask Ogerpon. But right now, it's ultimately up to this coin flip to determine if I'm going to win or lose. Here we go. This will be huge if they get tails. They do. Okay. There's a chance. It's not over. Opponent does starting planes. Okay. So buffing Diancie, getting to 80 HP. They Pokeball. They don't heal up. If they don't heal up, I should be able to win. They feed Diancie. And they fail the coin flip yet again. Okay. So yeah, GG. Damn. We got 2 Wallaces as well. Might as well just copycat for fun. Diancie is doing 200 damage, but because of the bullshit that is the sleep meta, we are able to stop her. So once again, Aqua Charging for fun. We do get a Darkrai. This turn we are doing 100 damage with training area. Of course, we are doing 110. Once again, taking the win. I feel like I shouldn't deserve this win. Definitely not deserved. If you run this deck, you have to wash your hands afterwards. Very nasty, as you can see. Ultimately, it came down to a coin flip. If you guys are curious if this is better than Mega Altaria Igglybuff, I'll explain my thoughts and opinions at the end of the video. But for now, we'll see how this deck performs in PvP. Alright, here we are in PvP battle. We are going first. And just like this, as I mentioned, we got Milotic. We got Phoebus. Because of Wallace, we can evolve our first turn. So we Wallace. Just like that, Milotic is out. Next turn, this guy can start attacking. Yeah. So, Aqua Charge and attack with Igglybuff. And we can copycat next turn as well. That is honestly kind of insane. So as you can see, you can get a ton of value using this deck going first. I feel bad for the Sobble. Yeah. The Sobble is about to get absolutely massacred. So yeah, as you can see, early game, you can just dominate your opponent. Once again, I have no idea what Dina was thinking. Further buffing the sleep archetype. They just really love this balloon Pokemon for whatever reason. Alright, next battle going second. The worst case scenario is to lead with Darkrai. But of course, this deck has 2 X speeds, so given RNG, we could potentially retreat out of Darkrai and start attacking with Igglybuff. We got 2 Professors and then 1 Lucia. Might as well just do this. My Lucia, this should give us Phoebus and Igglybuff. Perfect. Not too bad. So just play it like this. Darkrai will take a bit of damage, especially if my opponent can evolve into Gourgeist. But setting up for next turn, at this point, just feed Darkrai. And end our turn. Opponent places down Comfy, negating special conditions. All special conditions. So, yeah, once again, if you guys don't know, there's a lot of card counters to the Sleep Scam meta. One of them is, of course, Comfy. Another one is Teal'c, as well as PC Lady. Darkrai taking a ton of damage. This is not looking good. This is essentially a losing battle, but at this point, might as well use Wallace. Milotic is out. Next turn, Milotic should be able to attack. Retreat out of Darkrai. And this. This is basically all we could pretty much do for now. It's not looking good. This is actually one of the worst matchups you could go up against. 2 Gourgeist on the field. Milotic is only doing 90. So this guy will be surviving with 10 HP. Furthermore, Mega Altaria can one-shot Milotic. So we need to pull the new Poketool, which we do not. Next turn, this guy might be screwed. Most likely not, but it's not looking good. Nevertheless, so at this point, once again, just Aqua Charge, feed Milotic, and Water Pulse. Opponent Lucia's feeds Mega Altaria, attacks with Gourgeist. Next turn, Milotic is dead. Okay. We do get 2 copies of Milotic, but at this point, it's basically GG. This is basically cause and effect in action, you know, because Sleep Scam was so prominent to the point where people started running Comfy. People started running Teal'c in decks that really make no sense to run it in. So with that being said, yeah, this is not looking good at all. Milotic, we got Igglybuff, sure. We could do this to delay one more turn. There's still a chance we could win. If my opponent doesn't Cyrus, we could win, but at the same time, they have 2 more cards left. They definitely have Cyrus in their hand. So yeah, just attack with Igglybuff. On the bright side, we can take out Gourgeist. Downside is that we might have lost. Just like that, Cyrus, GG. Honestly, I can't be too mad. I mean, this deck is already annoying as it is, so I feel like part of me kind of deserves this. But yeah, with that being said, I'll do a couple more battles. Alright, next battle going second. Once again, leading with Darkrai. The Battle of the Darkrai's. Once again, this is not really that ideal, but at the same time, we do have 2 X speeds. This would be absolutely insane if I can pull a copycat. We do pull a Phoebus though, and end our turn. Next turn, we can evolve into Milotic, and Milotic will do 100 damage. Okay, this is such an amazing hand. Holy crap. So first of all, evolve into Milotic, double X speed. This is the new Poketool, Elegant Cape. The stage 1 Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 30 HP. So attaching it on to Milotic. Not too bad. We got another Phoebus as well. Next turn, we can evolve into our second copy of Milotic EX. And just like this, Aqua Charge, Water Pulse, doing 100 damage. Next turn, Darkrai should get knocked out. Opponent fails a coin flip as well, which doesn't really matter too much. They do Lucky Ice Pop though. They just keep on popping. Alright, Lucky Ice Pop is gone. Only healed up to 80. Second Lucky Ice Pop. Okay. This guy really doesn't want Darkrai to die. But it is what it is. Okay. Ooh, they PC Lady. That actually saves them. PC Lady came in clutch this turn. Alright, second Milotic is out. Aqua Charge. You always want to Aqua Charge each turn. Might as well Aqua Charge yet again. Feed the Darkrai in the bench, just in case they do try to either Cyrus or Sabrina. Water Pulse, once again, doing 100 damage. Opponent gets heads on the coin flip, okay. So they could one-shot Milotic, but the issue is that I have a second one here. Ooh, Crobat could go crazy though. Okay, here we go. It's ultimately up to RNG whether I win or lose. My opponent's able to evolve into Crobat EX as well as Cyrus. I lost, but we will see. We're about to find out right now. We got two Wallaces doing jack shit. But for now, Aqua Charge, feed Milotic, Water Pulse, knocking out Darkrai. That's crazy. Opponent is forced to sub into Mega Absol, taking a bit of damage. They could still win. There's a chance. But once again, this is a sleep deck. So Professor's Research, this would be amazing if they can get my last copy of Darkrai. Of course I don't, but we do get Training Area to do a bit more damage. Once again, feed Darkrai and Water Pulse, doing 110 damage this turn. Opponent fails the coin flip as well. So it's basically over unless they somehow pull a PC Lady. If they have a second copy of PC Lady, maybe they're able to survive. They Lyra though, okay. This is insane. If they're able to evolve, they aren't. Okay. They could have won if they evolved into Crobat, but it's GG. We got Cyrus right here. Win condition Cyrus. Darkrai as well. Opponent concedes. It doesn't matter either way. Would have gotten the point. Yeah. This guy is a menace. I love this art though as well. I love this Milotic art. Looking very menacing. Dina knows what they're doing, further pushing the sleep scam agenda, and all we can do is basically bask and watch. Alright, last battle going first. We can be very aggressive. And we got Phoebus as well. Honestly, at this point, I could Lucia, but this would be amazing if I can either pull a Wallace or Milotic, setting up for next turn. Unfortunately, we do not, but we do get a copycat. Might as well just Elegant Cape for later. Sleepy Lullaby doing 30 damage on to Ralts. Opponent fails it as well. They failed the coin flip. Ralts most likely will get knocked out. Rest in peace. Opponent Professors places down a second copy of Ralts in the bench. Giant Capes as well, but it doesn't matter because I'm still going to one-shot, so kind of a waste of a Giant Cape. Gets Tails again. Could Lucia, but once again, copycat. This would be amazing if I can get a Milotic or even a Wallace. So Professor, second Darkrai. Okay. This is kind of insane. So yeah, just feed Phoebus. Rest in peace, Ralts. Igglybuff might get knocked out, especially if they are able to evolve into Gardevoir. But nevertheless, it's looking very promising on our side. Yep, they rare candy into Gardevoir. Gardevoir can one-shot Igglybuff. They Pokeball. Igglybuff gets knocked out. If I were them, I would place down that Pokemon, because this might be over if I can pull a Milotic. Just like that. I'm doing 130 damage this turn. Yeah, this deck is honestly kind of insane. Once again, you need a very good and strong early game. Get every Pokemon that you need out and just dominate just like this. So, yeah. Once again, I feel very bad. Again, you have to wash your hands after using this deck. I actually cut myself before this, so maybe it was a bit of karma. But yeah, that is the Milotic EX deck showcase. And yeah, that is the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you found this video informative as well as a bit entertaining. I tried to be. Overall, I'm kind of glad that Milotic EX gets the limelight. One of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon personally. But at the same time, I mean, Sleep Scam continues to be a problem. But as you can see from his deck showcase, there are ways to counter it. Again, just to reiterate, Ogerpon, PC Lady, and Comfy. So yeah, it's definitely manageable, but at the same time, very annoying to go up against, nevertheless. So yeah, once again, this is the deck list right here. Overall, I'd rate this deck S tier. But again, keep in mind, it is very early in the meta. It could definitely go a little bit lower, maybe even A tier. So comparing this deck to Mega Altaria Espeon, I feel like Mega Altaria Espeon is slightly better, primarily because of Espeon. Because looking at the previous deck, only Darkrai, Igglybuff, and Milotic EX are able to attack. Going up against Oricorio, of course Milotic really can't do much. Igglybuff could potentially 2 to even 3 hit KO that Nightmare Bird. When it comes to synergy in the sleep meta, I feel like this deck is far better. So yeah, comparing both decks, this deck is far better when dealing with Oricorio because of Espeon. This guy's able to 2 or even 1 hit KO Oricorio, especially if you have Espeon in your active, 2 Darkrai's in your bench. You are doing 80 damage, paired with Training Area doing 90. Also Swablu has Sing. So leading with Swablu, you could just Sing, do a bit of cheer damage with the Darkrai's, and then next turn evolve into Mega Altaria and sweep your opponent. So when it comes to the Sleep Scan meta, this deck is far more versatile. However, when it comes to Milotic EX Igglybuff, this deck has far more potential. Once again, from what you saw earlier, Milotic EX, with the right amount of setup, could start attacking, doing at most 130 damage, your second turn going first. So yeah, insane damage numbers. And also keep in mind, Milotic EX is a regular non-EX, whereas of course, Altaria is a Mega. So if your opponent knocks out Mega Altaria, you instantly lose. Whereas if your opponent knocks out Milotic EX, it's not the end of the world. Depending on the scenario, you could easily sub in the second copy of Milotic. So yeah, given this, I feel like both decks are good at what they do. They have both their pros and cons. But for now, I much prefer Mega Altaria Darkrai. Personally, I don't really use Sleep Scam that much, so it really is up to you. If you're a huge fan of the Sleep meta, I'm not one to judge. At the end of the day, it's just a game, but you might ruin people's mentals using this nasty ass deck. But yeah, kind of rambling on. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully this outro wasn't too long. Once again, I really would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It would really help me out both mentally and physically. I'm running on pure caffeine right now, as you can probably tell from my voice. But yeah, expect more Pokemon Pocket related videos in the future. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.